Morning folks, well here we are, my favourite part of the world, down in the kingdom of Mourne, outside and along towards Kilkeel, and Ivan is going to interview a couple of boys that are building or rebuilding a stone wall, Warren and Ryan. So he's going to have a wee chat to them, and I'm just out for the day to get my coffee and scone and lunch hopefully. Come to heel, Jay. Good girl. So this is the field where the boyos are working, and what it is, it's a repair job that they're doing. The field behind us, it's a hill, so they've had to, this wall apparently was just maybe about a metre or just over a metre tall, so they've extended it up. Cattle had been in the field and had knocked and rubbed it down. So as you can see, they've made a fantastic job to get it repaired. A lot of skill, expertise, good eye to get the size of stones, to get levels needed to get this job done. Yesterday I was down here with some family and we went walking at Binion just behind us. Cannot believe the difference in a day. Yesterday blue skies, sun shining, so calm. Today hoodie, coat, hat, and I'm freezing still. So back to work. This wall is roughly about 4'6", Ivan tells me. On this side of the wall to cope with the hill, and the boys are ready for their wee interview that Ivan's going to do with them now.
So this is the sort of ditch we're here to replace. It's not stock proof anymore, it's starting to fall down. That would have been built in my grandfather's generation using stones that would have come out of this field originally. The stones would have been lifted out of the ground and they would have used what they call a slipe on the back of the horse, and they would have pulled the stones over to the side, built up the stones. Any of the higher stones, they would have put a plank down and just rolled the stone up the plank onto the ditch. That would have built that ditch. But as you can see, this thorn, it has grew naturally over many years. This has grew into the ditch, and this has actually started to toss the ditch. So that's why we are taking this ditch down, taking the thorns out of it so that they don't toss the new ditch, and then replacing it so that it's stock proof for ourselves and the neighbour.
Right, this is a butt stone we're putting in here, bottom row. Call it the butt stone. It's usually the biggest stone you have, really. As long as it's nice enough shape and even flat on the top. Sometimes you have to hook a wee bit out to get them down there nice and flat. The flatter you get the top of it, the better. Leaves it far easier for yourself to do the rest of it. We're putting up again a bank here, so it's just not it's a bit handier. Keep it straighter that way, but maybe not just as handy to get them set in. Turn that by the other way maybe. Side. You don't want the bottom too hard, for you might rock about on it. A wee bit softer sometimes beds in far nicer. Shouldn't move anywhere now, hopefully. There's a bit of an angle on there now. Usually if you get the butt row in right, you can't really go wrong. Keeping it straight and getting everything in line. For it's all just done by the eye, so if it looks right, it is right, sort of thing. Even if it's sort of ugly, bad shape, you can still usually get them set in as a buttstone, like somewhere. Put a wee bit of a hole here. Get them down into it. More out of the bank here, maybe let them in. We're a bit of a height difference here, so we're not that worried about letting them stick in a wee bit. Usually Ryan be keeping you right here, but he's too busy talking at the minute. This bung's a wee bit wee, maybe get something a wee bit bigger here. Never move again, hopefully.
So we have got applied for an EFS grant to renew these ditches, so we're taking down ditches that are not stuck proof anymore and putting up new ditches in their place to keep the heritage of the land, to keep the look of the whole place the same as what it would have been years ago.
Well, this is of course the butt row that we talked about at the start. It's the first row, and then you'll be talking about the second row. After that, you usually just build the ditch, and then we'll be topping it out with spals, leveling the top out with these wee bits here that's been cut out with a hammer, usually set up on top, finishes it off.
We're just going to try and put a wee mouth into this stone like that, so he has something to sit on, because he's too flat at the minute. He's nothing to sit on. So we'll just picking it around. Now when we set that back up, he can sit on this wee round and I can steady him up a bit easier. We've now got the cut to set the next stone on, and we're just lying it over the round of this stone on our wee cut that we made. And there, I can just sit in that cut and that's keeping it steady, or hopefully keep it steady when we get it. We'll try and roll this by up a bit and get him to fill that hole a little better. Just like that. He's just going to take a wee bit out of that bottom to let it sit onto the ditch a bit better. You're trying to hit it, the stone, hold down in the hammer to get a good big long slice and not just wee bits coming off.
Is there a grain in those when you're breaking those or not?
Oh, there'll be a grain somewhere in the stone, but you're not always running to the grain. If you run to the grain, you'll know it because it'll just break off like he did there.
Yep.
The grain obviously runs the long way of that stone.
Because when you were breaking that big one earlier, there was coming off like bullets out of it. So
Yeah, so we were going against the grain, we weren't going with the grain on that last stone. But that stone there, you can see even that side how the grain's through it. And then he's got two cuts. He could set that nearly anywhere in the ditch. It would sit out over a round stone.
Yep.
There it sits, not too bad. I stay it up.
Jiggling the stones there to get them to sit till they're sitting steady, or as near as they can get. And obviously these big flat stones over here are the foundation stones. Bigger at the bottom, smaller at the top. So it's all in the skill of the digger man too there. You see he just shifted the way that one was coming in the bucket there, or the grab, and he let it change the angle to get the pointy bit of the stone down in. It's a good tight fit there, snug. Then we have a kind of flat bottomed one here to go on this. So you can see the different levels on the top of it there now, so the smaller stones will fill in as they become available. And of course the weight compressing down keeps everything steady too. And there's a big stone like that, a couple of 100 weight in it. Or 100 kilos, should I say. So that's the end of our Mourne wall building story, folks, and from Ryan and from Warren. They don't say much, those boys. No.
Sheep.